We're talking about Smiling Friends, everybody.
Oh my
god! I am blown away. I am so proud of those fucking guys. I remember when some of those things were just bits on Psychic Pebbles' YouTube channel,
or his fucking or Oni Plays, or
dude, there's a fucking compilation video of every joke referenced
every
in
deep cut.
Smiling Friends.
Yeah, and there's at least like 20.
Yeah, okay. Smiling Friends is an hour and 20 minutes total season 1. It cost the price of one Family Guy episode, and it has provided so much memes, content, and shit that is just never
it's provided
ending.
A lot of joy as well. Like I
actually
really
seen
love
any of the
characters.
Somebody graffitied the green guy.
Glep. Someone's gotten tattoos of Glep as well.
I almost.
You know what made me fucking very proud, and like I almost shed a tear. Is the giant billboard. There was like a big billboard of Smiling Friends.
Oh yeah, they built one in Los Angeles.
I'm like, bro, that's fucking that makes me so happy for them. I'm so glad that this has gone off.
So I think that like Adult Swim HQ also have the giant inflatable Smiling Friend.
I feel like this is going to be their baby for a while. Because like this is so proud.
That's definitely a good project to lead.
And the thing I feel as well is I don't think this is going to take a Rick and Morty, I guess you could say, because Psychic Pebbles has been consistently fucking hilarious for years. Yes. And a lot of the other crew as well. I mean, like
Michael Cusack is fucking funny too.
Yeah, his shit's so funny.
Michael.
The fucking Rick and Morty, which did he grab on me, cock Morty, fucking adventure thing.
Oh yeah,
that was hilarious.
And then
I thought that was so fucking
whole
funny.
other show.
Yeah.
The Gem Show or whatever
Yellow
the fuck
Crystal
it was.
Fantasy.
I love
It's
that.
funny.
This show, like, I don't want to talk about it for too long, but if you guys have not seen Smiling Friends,
oh my god, like it's on. If y'all got HBO Max, just turn that on. Or shit, Adult Swim's playing all the episodes every day. By the way, I do love the fact that when it quote unquote debuted, they just dropped every single episode for a night.
Yeah. It was like, fuck it, let's just drop it all. Let's just do it. Good on them though. Like, honestly. I
kind of like the fact too, because like not to bring up like super old stuff, but like back in the Newgrounds days, like Zach was one of those guys that helped run quality control of that website for the most part.
Yeah.
And it's so good because I believe that like he's not gonna like jump the shark or like sell out with Smiling Friends, because you can even tell even the crew that he rolls with, like all the Oni Plays guys, they're all very humble and appreciative for what they do.
Absolutely,
and they're all quite professional in terms of their like
totally
as well. Like fucking Tomar, like for
I will say like I remember like in the days when like Zach and even Chris were trying to get stuff like Leo and Satan or like Hellbenders like off the ground. Like they face so much red tape and issues, and it's just so cool to see him find like Zach specifically
a middle ground,
find a middle ground and be able to be fucking creative and it be not only funny but like also charming. This seems like a show like where you can tell like Zach, Michael, and whoever else is helping them. Like shout outs to all of them. They seem to love the characters and the world, and I think that's like a big difference between something like Rick and Morty, which seems to. Or even modern Family Guy and Simpsons, which seems to not like its characters very much, and it's just kind of
And just for like a little bit of behind the scenes stuff, because I've been like my roommate is a huge fan of Oni Plays, for example. Like he watches their stuff all the time, and so he knew about Smiling Friends, and we watched it together. And then so like he looked up a bunch of like behind the scenes stuff with podcasts and stuff. Like considering the fact that they were given basically a budget on the same level of season 1 of Venture Brothers, and like they had to call in a lot of favors for people to like come in and do voice work and stuff like that, just so they could make the season happen. And is nothing short of like how well it came out based on like all like how little basically they had to work with. And I think I think Smiling Friends coming out today in an age where social media is like a huge thing is good, because like Cartoon Network, like great that they gave them the money to make the show, but they put that show on aired at a really shit time. Like a really terrible time for people to watch a new show. And if it wasn't for, it being on HBO Max and the word of mouth and the amount of memes and all the stuff on social media, I don't think it would have gotten renewed for a second season. It was one of those situations where it felt like they were testing them. Like Cartoon Network was testing them to say, if you can make this show work at a really shitty time slot or also do really well on streaming, then we'll keep you going. And they proved it, and they're signed for a second season.
It's an honest to God.
I also don't doubt that some of that had to come from obviously the two parties fan base, right?
Yeah.
But I solely believe if it was bad, if it was just average, then like obviously it wouldn't have as much traction. It's fucking funny. I was cackling at half the shit that was
my God.
And it's so natural. A lot of the conversations and
there's just
a lot of the humor
realism
is very natural.
to it.
Yeah. And it's funny because and I love shows like this. All the characters are just things. They're not humans.
Yeah, they're called critters.
Like some of them are humans, some of them are just critters and animals.
That's the name, like critter. Yeah.
And every episode is just
little creature, little funny little creature.
Like every episode's fantastic, and like it was like and like. It's hard to pick favorites, but like I mean, obviously, my favorite is the Halloween episode. That's absolutely one of my favorite episode.
Picking up twigs. I like picking up twigs.
and like the very subtle way they lead into things, like what's the word I'm looking for? Okay, very slight spoilers to the series if you haven't seen it. In the they did the Shrimpina episode, and like where. Pim has his old thing about like being in a relationship, and then literally the next episode he had like, which was the Halloween one, he had like
a little fantasy
daydreams of having a family to try to calm himself down from the fucking thing that was after him. It's just like funny how they subtly
with, like,
did that
personality
with so many
and like a little more like layers, so they're not just too simple.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah! It's fucking the Renaissance Man joke. How well that paid off.
Like I love that.
Like he's just like, oh yeah, the Renaissance Man we're coming good. and then you didn't hear anything about it for the rest of the episode until bam.
Right at the end. Did you hear the story about that? Like what they were going to do?
Oh yeah, no, I heard all these stories because Zach talked about all this shit on stuff like some podcast. Oh, what's the name of the podcast?
It was supposed to be an astrology thing, talking about like how a meteorite was coming, and then the meteorite was going to hit the fucking like angry or the frowning friends thing. And I'm like, that would have been just as funny, but I think the Renaissance Man thing.
The Renaissance Man is just such a curveball.
It's so random, and that was an actual that was a genuine conversation they had. That was just them talking. Because even says like Pim sounds a little bit more like, you know, like Michael. Natural, not like as
he sounds just like Michael, like
Michael. Yeah.
And it's funny because and I think like getting hit by an asteroid, like that's been done before. So like the Renaissance Men was a more like
no one's done something like that.
Yeah, it's more of a left turn, which is great. Like.
I was just gonna shoot you in the head and kill you.
Mr. Boss is can we just say Mr. Boss is a great... I want to say something about Mr. Boss.
Great character.
Like, I love how his whole character is that he's a great boss. He cares about his employees. He's just weird. There's nothing wrong with it. He's just
very
weird.
Fucking weird, man.
He's a very weird old man. I like him.
Everybody on that show is weird, though. The birds fucking scream like men. It's awesome.
It's great. Also,
Charlie's like the most regular character in the whole fucking show.
Yeah.
Charlie is like the best straight man I've seen in comedy in a while.
It's great.
Like he's such a great foil.
It's just Zach. Like it's just him.
It's just him. I love it.
I just like Jordan. You brought up some of the human elements, and I shared this fucking video on Twitter because like I actually came back from Indiana recently, and like I've got a little bit of like that post-flight ick that you go from when you go from one coast to the other.
Excuse me, heavens.
I've actually had that happen to me at work where I'm talking to a customer and I go, excuse me, heavens. Like, I've done that before.
I just love heavens. Like, it's just such a great...
I just gotta say, like, shout out to Smiling Friends for being a great representation of chubby gremlin guys named Charlie. I think that really works. Like, I really appreciate that, Zach. Thank you.
That's great.
And no matter what you do, don't drink a potion from a weird leprechaun person. It'll cure your headache, but you'll like get real pussy after like a couple of weeks.
You'll get like jaundice. Shit.
Oh my god.
That reminds me as well of just like just like funny things to say. Like, there's this meme, I can't quite remember. It had something to do with... Oh, here it is. Yeah, I've got it on my... The meme is just like a Subway sandwich, and this is like dudes be like, "Subway sucks. My brother in Christ, you made the sandwich." Yeah, my brother in Christ. I love that. You made the sandwich.
By the way, Charles, just what you were saying earlier. There are multiple Smiling Friends HQ blow up things. Somebody spotted one in Venice Beach. Somebody spotted one in Nashville. Like,
oh, that's so fucking cool.
They're all over the states.
Awesome, doing numbers. They're doing such a good job.
Adult Swim knows what the fuck they're doing. I don't ever doubt what they do. I think 99% of the time they know what the fuck they're doing.
I don't doubt by at least like mid to late next year we'll have more.
Oh yeah,
I feel like we'll definitely have more.
I will say too, the way they dropped the whole first season on its official debut date is a very Adult Swim move to make, because
it's also very risky.
You gotta remind yourself that Adult Swim is the same like network block that when it debuted Moral Oral, another one of its big hits, they debuted the finale episode as a Christmas special. And then and then in January they debuted the official whole ass show, like in proper order.
That is really wild. That is actually really wild.
So them doing that whole like dropping it on like just one random fucking Sunday is like on brand too, which is funny.
Yeah, that's fucking cool. Either way, I'm glad that we spoke about this show because it brings me joy.
Can we talk about something else?
I become a smiling friend whenever I watch it.
It's such a nice show. It's not like one of those cartoons that's like cynical. It's actually very optimistic. I like how it's a show about kind of smiling in the face of shit that sucks, and I kind of like it.
It actually has a cool little sub sort of thing going for it, right? They have purpose for what they do, even if like some of the characters just straight up want to kill themselves. Like,
it's just a very, I think it's just fucking hilarious.
It's fucking
the names are very like Small Moo and shit. They're all just like, you know that Zach's just like, let's just name him like fucking, Small Moo or some shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it's just like, they're just hanging out and Zach's like, oh, what do I name this character? And then Chris O'Neill's in the other room. He's like, call him Small Moo, idiot.
Call him fucking Small Moo.
Yeah. The dude with the no hands, and he's like, "Get out of my head! Get out of my head!"
Or like fucking like they'll just be doing something technical, like fucking Chris will just be in the other room, like we'll be in the animator's room and be like, "Yeah, Charlie's drink, make it really well animated, make the liquid move really well."
Yeah. It's like make it like absolutely fucking. Exactly. You cannot tell that it's not fucking a cartoon.
I love how they they talked about the that they about having to deal with the what do you call it, the ratings board and like shit like they put the pubes on the one guy who's like the get out of my head, man, like that guy, and some poor sap had to go in and erase the pubes from every single frame that dude was in.
Really? I thought he had armpit hair. Is that like?
Yeah, he had pubes apparently hanging out too, but apparently they had to get rid of those.
He's like one of the best characters, and I don't even think he has a fucking name.
Yeah. Handless Man.
No, he's DJ something, if that's who we're talking about.
Oh yeah, DJ Spitz or something.
DJ Spitz. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, he does have a name.
I remember when he showed up like multiple times. I was saying like even in my room, and I'm like comedies in threes.
Yeah. He's gonna be there 3 times. I like how his song sounds like a fucking Death Grips song too. It's straight up just Death Grips.
It totally does.
His voice is a TikTok trend at the moment too.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah. Him going, get out of my head. That's a fucking TikTok trend. And I'm like, a show has gotten big.
Oh my god, it's exploded, trend. And I couldn't be happier.
Yeah,